Welcome, everybody, to a chilly afternoon in late March at Staten Field for today's broadcast of Robert C. Byrd Baseball. This evening's matchup between the big conference foes, the Lewis County Minutemen, and our Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles. I am Basil Lucas, and as always, I'm joined by my broadcast partner, former high school coach, Ryan Lance. Ryan, Lewis comes into the night with a 2-1 record, and it looks like they're hitting the ball pretty well early on in the season.
Yeah, they've got the bats going on early this season, and that's usually one of the first things that comes through in baseball, high school around this area. So they've put up some nice numbers, and it's going to be a tough outing for the Flying Eagles today.
Ryan, on the other hand, Lewis County's pitching staff is giving up 8 runs in each of their first 3 games. We both know that one of RCB's team strengths is their bats. What do you expect from the Flying Eagles lineup today?
Well, you know, as we're seeing tonight, this is West Virginia high school baseball weather, and it's unpredictable, and one of the last things to come around are the pitching staffs, just because it's just so hard to get warm. So I think tonight will be an opportunity for the Flying Eagles to get the bats going and maybe take advantage of some mistakes that Minutemen might throw across the plate.
Playing center field, wearing number 1, Tanner Cook.
Robert C. Byrd is going to start right-hander Luke Sperry in this afternoon's contest. Luke's coming off a stellar performance against East Fairmont last Thursday, where he went 4 innings with 5 strikeouts and no walks. Coach, take a look back at Luke's performance last Thursday and share some of your thoughts.
Coach, as we were talking during the game, I was just so impressed with Luke's command and his accuracy. He was hitting the black on the plate all night and just keeping the opposing batters off balance. You know, what I especially liked about him was, you know, he had a couple opportunities where he just started getting a little tired, a little fatigued, and he fought through that, and I love that mentality, and I'm excited to watch him pitch tonight.
Well, we're in for a great contest, a great evening for baseball here at Robert C. Byrd High School. We were able to take a few moments and speak with the manager from Robert C. Byrd, Tanner Hill, before the game, and let's share some of his pregame thoughts. Well, we're meeting here with manager of the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles, Tanner Hill, to get some insight on tonight's game. Tanner, your club's coming off a 14-3 win over Liberty in your last contest. Let us take a look back and talk about what your team did well to pull off that victory.
Well, I think that night we came out ready to play. It was a Clarksburg battle, which is always a little extra, and they came out, jumped on it from the start, and we look to do the same today.
Coach, your starting pitcher for this evening is going to be senior Luke Sperry. What can our viewers expect to see from him today?
Luke's been solid this year. He's been hitting his spots. He lives with probably about a high 80s fastball, curveball changeup, and he moves it around the zone. And if he limits the walks, which he's been very good this year so far, we expect a long outing from him.
Coach, second baseman Braden Thomas is coming off a 4-for-4 performance at the plate against
And
Liberty.
now, ladies and gentlemen,
How
would you
has his
please
approach
rise
to the
and
batter's
remove your
box led
hats
to
for the
early
playing
season
of our
success
national
at the plate?
anthem.
Braden takes a good approach by looking to drive the ball the other way. He doesn't try to do too much. He gets what the pitcher gives him and hits it on a line. A lot of times using the opposite field.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck for this evening's game.
Thanks, Baz. Have a good day.
RCBSN Baseball, Flying Eagles Network. Here's today's starting lineup for the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles. Batting first and playing right field, Evan Warren. Batting second and playing center field, Tanner Cook. Batting third and playing first base, Nick George. Batting in the cleanup spot, today's pitcher, Luke Sperry. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, Nathaniel Jenkins. Batting sixth and doing the catching, Waylon Dodd. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Braden Thomason. Batting eighth is the third baseman, Rylan Rock. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Bryce Byrd. Now let us talk today what it's going to take for Robert C. Byrd to get a win. Ryan, what are Coach Lance's key to victory?
The key to victory, I think, today, number one, Sperry's just got to get out ahead in the count early. And he did that last game. He was throwing early strikes, and it just gives you so much options as a pitcher moving forward. Number two, getting quality at bats. If they can get six or more pitches in it at bat, going to wear down the opposing pitchers, and it's going to lead to base runners and good things. And the third thing is it just limits some fielding miscues. Keep the ball in front of them. I think Sperry's going to throw strikes, and if they can make the easy plays, I think they're going to be okay tonight.
Coach, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, I feel like the temperature for today's game is going to play a factor in as well. It's a little bit chilly. It's late March in north central West Virginia. You know, the chill in the air around 43 degrees when we pulled in the parking lot. Yeah. You know, it's sweatshirt weather.
Snow on the stairs walking up to the booth.
Snow on the stairs on the way to the booth. You know, like I said, you know, players like to feel comfortable, whether they're hitting or whether they're, you know, pitching. And I think, you know, we've all had that baseball come off the inside part of the bat.
When it hits it wrong.
When it's cold. And
it lets you know. I totally agree.
You can't feel your fingers for 3 innings, but –
and this is not comfortable. I mean, you know, anyone who's played, this is not comfortable baseball weather. Now, as the game progresses, the players will get a little bit more warm and used to it. But, you know, starting out, like you said, if that ball hits the bat on the wrong spot, might get you a little ringing going on your fingers.
Well, I think that's the key, too. You know, you brought up a great point talking about adrenaline. Adrenaline does a lot of things for you during a game, and you know, a couple early hits and a couple runs, and you get up and you know, you get a 1-2-3 inning to start off the game. You know, when you're in the field, and that adrenaline from your team playing well will help you fight through these conditions.
Absolutely, and you know, the last game we were here with against East Fairmont, that's exactly what the Eagles did. They got up early and. You know, allowed Sperry to have a little bit of margin for error. Not that he needed it early on, but he was hitting the spots, and it kind of forced the East Fairmont Bees play a little catch-up. And I'm sure that's the template moving forward tonight for Coach Hill and his group.
Well, one of the things that you know, in retrospect, looking at the season and this 3-0 start for the Flying Eagles, they've scored 38 runs in their first 3 games. They're averaging almost 13 runs a game.
And you know what? Just up and down the lineup, they are capable. And even the guys who are kind of hitting a little bit closer to the bottom of the lineup, man, they're really starting to see the ball well, putting some nice games together. So there's just so much potential in this lineup for big innings. And, you know, a couple of these guys, one swing of the bat, and it's a lot of runs across the plate.
Well, Dodd with the throw to second base. And now we're ready to play some ball. First batter up for Lewis County is going to be the second baseman, Drew Caton.
For the Lewis County Minutemen, the second baseman, Drew Caton.
Caton steps in the box, gets a signal from Wood at third base. Sperry engages the rubber. Here comes the first pitch. Ball's hit to the right side in foul territory for out number 1 by Nick George.
Yeah.
By the first baseman, Nick George.
Big Nick tracked that down pretty early, and, you know, 1 pitch, 1 out. It's tough to start a game better than that.
Oh, you can't beat that, can you? At bat for Lewis County, the left fielder, Jonah Clem.
Left fielder, Jonah Clem.
Sperry in the windup. Ball's low and outside for ball one.
You know, I like the location that Dodd set up on that pitch. You know, he's pretty good at being able to, you know, hit it across all the angles on the plate, and it's one of the things that makes Sperry effective.
1-0 is the count. Ball up high on pitch number 2. 2-0 on Clem. No runners on, 1 out in the first inning. Sperry with the windup. Right down the middle, strike 1.
You know, Coach, one of the things that we haven't really talked about is this weather is tough on really fielders, especially, you know, when they haven't been throwing the ball, a couple outs, and they're asked to throw it from the hole. So we'll see if that plays a factor into with both teams today.
2 balls, 1 strike on Clem. And here's the pitch. Fouled back for strike 2.
Nice battle back by Sperry, starting 2-0 at bat, comes tied up, and now he's got some options here on this 5th pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Clem. Sperry in the windup.
Great location by
Strike
Dodd.
3. Right on the outside corner.
I mean, just picture-perfect location by Dodd. He knew exactly where the spot was, and Sperry hit it. And I tell you, it left the batter not many options if he was going to chase that pitch.
Tremendous pitch right there by Sperry. There's no question about it. 2-2 count, and to put the ball right on the outside corner right there is a great pitch. We got the third baseman, Grant Mealy, up to bat. Mealy in the box, ready to go. Sperry with the pitch. High and inside for ball number 1.
You know, Coach, I'm anxious to see how much Sperry utilizes his off-speed tonight. Hasn't shown it much yet. Last game, a lot of change-ups on the outside corner of the plate, so we'll see.
1 ball, no strikes on Mealy. Ground ball picked up by Jenkins. Jenkins to George. And just a hair late. And Mealy
beats out the infield single.
Yeah, slow roller, and just kind of caught Jenkins, I think, a little bit in between, and just legged it out right there.
So that's the first hit of the ball game.
Now batting cleanup, number 10.
The catcher now's up with 1 on, 2 outs. Luke Davison. Sperry from the stretch. Throw to first base.
Not a big lead, but
Mealy slid in.
Yeah, they're letting him know that he's got their attention.
Mealy with a conservative lead. Sperry just misses on the outside corner.
As we saw last game, Dodd isn't afraid to go up the line if he thinks they're getting off too far. So it's another thing to keep an eye on.
1 ball, no strikes. Man on first base for Lewis County. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball to third base. Rock picks it up. And the ball is dropped to first base.
Tough stretch for Nick right there.
Bang, bang play. It's going to be a bang play at first base.
Safe at first.
Really a slow, hard hit ball up the line. It's a difficult play.
Yeah, it really was. It was going to be tough regardless.
Next up for the Minutemen, Braden Carter.
The pitcher is up to bat for Lewis now. Braden Carter. Ground ball hit to second base. Picked up by Thomason. On to first for the 3rd out of the inning.
4-3. That's the 3rd out.
You know, that was a great call in the fact that the Flying Eagles weren't really holding them at second, so they didn't open that hole along second base. So Thompson was maybe able to navigate over there and make that what was really an easy play and get them out of the inning.
Yeah, it was a good, solid play there at that point in time. So at the end of one half inning, Lewis County had no runs on one hit, one error, 2 men left on base. Flying Eagles coming to bat. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
We're back at State Field, the bottom half of the first inning. The Flying Eagles coming to bat. And, you know, Coach, what I like to point out about a team that is a hitting team, you can't tell who's on deck. It looks like the whole team wants to go out and warm up right now.
They're chomping at the bit, Coach. They are chomping at the bit. It's infectious.
Now leading off for the Flying Eagles is going to be the right fielder, Evan Warren. And Evan's had a wonderful start to the season, Coach.
Yeah, you know what? He is the classic leadoff hitter. I think he's hitting 625, on-base percentage over 700. So, man, he's doing everything Coach Hill's asking him to do in terms of getting on the base and setting the table for these big sticks when they come up.
You can't say enough of it, especially, you know, he can he not only hits for base hits, but he hits for power. He's on base all the time. He's fast. He can steal. It's what you're looking for from a leadoff batter.
Absolutely. He would probably, in another lineup, he could be batting third or fourth, but it's a luxury that RCB has, being able to put him as a leadoff hitter.
On the mound for Lewis County's Braden Corder.
For the Eagles, the right fielder, Evan Warren.
Corder steps on the mound in a traditional full windup. Warren in the batter's box. Here's the first pitch. Ball's low and inside for ball one. Corder in the windup. And there's a shot to left field. Over the left fielder's head. Warren rounds first base and scampers into second base for a leadoff double for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, great contact. Kind of the inner half of the plate. He yanked it right in the alley and really made a tough play for the left fielder. So great way to start this half of the inning.
Well, that ball was hit on a line, and it seemed to handcuff Clem initially. You really couldn't tell where it went.
Cook comes up in the last couple games, been hitting the ball great.
First pitch by Corder on the outside corner on Cook for strike one. Yeah, Cook's been really hitting the ball really well this season.
Deceiving power he's not 6'4", you know, not the biggest kid in the world, but man, great power.
Corder's pitch is high and inside to even the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
He took a full cut at that one, Coach. He liked that pitch.
Pitch was foul tipped. For strike number 2 on Tanner. Tanner's got one ball, 2 strikes. He's going to have to be defensive on this pitch, Coach.
Yeah.
And Quarter's pitch is high for strike number 3. That'll be the first out of the inning.
Nice pitch. He challenged him. And tough play.
Nick George is up to bat, the first baseman for the Flying Eagles. Nick, at his last contest, hit a home run.
That's not an easy field to do that at Liberty's Field, so he's got the power.
Quarter's first pitch. Curveball in for strike number 1.
Nice movement on that pitch. Started on the line and broke it to the outer half.
Evan Warren's getting a pretty good lead at second base.
He is.
Ball 1 is the call.
If you can get that run at third with less than 2 outs, kind of changes some things for you, especially with pass balls.
Second baseman sneaking into second base. Curveball to George. Fouled away. Out of play. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Nick George.
Nick's just going to have to hang in there and maybe slap this to right field if he can. Probably not going to get a home run cut out of this with the count the way it is, and I think they're going to probably come back to that off-speed pitch on the outer half of the plate.
Well, Lewis County's second baseman is holding the runner at second. There's a big hole on the right side. So we'll see what happens here with George up in a defensive mode, a defensive at bat now. Ball's lined down the third base line.
Well, they went fastball inside, and Nick was on it. They might want to stay away from that pitching location in the future. But this is, Coach, this is where, this is where we can see the outside off-speed stuff now that they went inside, changing speeds and locations.
1 ball, 2 strikes, Quarter in the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Curveball fouled back. Still 1-2.
He left that hanging a little bit, didn't you think? I thought might have been an opportunity, but he
ball was fouled completely, straight back. He just missed it. George back in the box. Quarter engages the rubber.
They're trying to keep an eye on Warren.
Warren's got a pretty good lead. Ball's hit up high to the first baseman, Jeffries. Jeffries makes the play for the second out.
First baseman records the second out.
Nick tried to fight that off, just got a little under it.
And that's 2 outs for the Flying Eagles. Luke Sperry up the bat trying to help himself out here.
Yeah, he is. There is opportunity here. Looks like Lewis County's trying to make some plans here with Warren at second.
Here comes the pitch. Curveball's in for strike number 1.
You know what's nice about this off-speed, this curve? It's not slurvy. Man, it breaks sharp and really keeping the RCB hitters on their toes.
And Quarter's got a lot of pop on his fastball, which on a day like today is going to seem a lot harder.
Yeah.
Second pitch is inside to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sperry in the box. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball low and outside. 2-1.
This is where if you're a base runner, a nice batter like Sperry in the box, you don't want to take chances. 1 hit brings you home anyway.
2 balls, 1 strike. Again, an opening to the right side. Second baseman leaves. Ball right down the middle for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sperry. Flying Eagle at second base, and Evan Warren.
He left that up there a little bit. I think we just missed that one.
Quarter with the pitch. Ball's hit the left field.
Got under that.
and is caught for the third out by Jonah Clem.
And the left fielder records
Good inning by
foul
Quarter,
after
getting
one
out of that
full inning
early
at
jam.
State Field. No
So for the Flying Eagles, no runs on one hit and one runner left on base at the end of one. Robert C. Byrd, Flying Eagles, 0. The Lewis County Minutemen, 0. Welcome back to Staten Field, the home of the Flying Eagles, the top of the second inning. Ryan, this is looking like it's going to be a pitcher's battle, pitcher's duel today.
Looks like it's starting out that way, and
leading off for the
been
Lewis
tough for the
County
hitters to get a bead on and get
right
into a
fielder,
rhythm
Zachary James.
on their opponent. So we'll see if things loosen up here this second inning.
All right, up to bat for the Minutemen, the right fielder, Zach James. Sperry in the windup. Here's the pitch. Ball's one hop to second base to Thomas and to George for out number one. Again, one pitch.
Can't beat it.
First out of the inning.
One pitch, one out.
If only life was this simple all the time, Coach.
Next up for the Minutemen,
At bat, the center fielder, number 2, Joey Amon.
number 2, Joseph Amon.
Amon's in the batter's box. Slightly open stance. Dodd sits up on the outside corner. Here comes the pitch. Paints the outside corner for strike number 1.
Those early strikes. You know, and getting outs on one pitch like he's done the last 2 innings, it saves the wear and tear on his arm moving forward in the game and really helps him down the stretch.
No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Grounded foul down the third base line.
First pitch outside, second pitch inside, so anxious to see where Waylon sets him up on this third pitch. I would definitely say they might waste this and see if they get him chasing something.
No balls, 2 strikes on Amon. Dodd set up. Here comes the pitch. Curveball. Swing and a miss. And Amon's able to advance to first base on the pass ball.
Great backup by the right fielder.
Runner safe at first.
I think
Next
they were
batter, Liam
mixed up. They had their
Jeffrey,
signals
first
mixed up,
baseman.
Coach. He set up outside. The pitch came more inside, so
Could have been a cross in signals right there. And That's difficult for a catcher in that situation, Coach.
Yeah.
First pitch strike for the first baseman, Liam Jeffries. No balls, 1 strike.
Again, Dawes setting up on the outer half, and Sperry hitting the spots.
Heyman's got a lead at first base. George holding him on. Sperry in the windup, no balls, 1 strike.
Oh, they got
And he got him in a pickoff. And Heyman's able to steal second base on the pickoff.
Stolen base, runner at second.
Great pickoff move by Sperry. Had him, just couldn't get the out at second.
That's a difficult play for the first baseman. Difficult throw. A guy in the running lane as you're trying to throw it. A lot of teams like to have the shortstop in that situation come in more to the inside, Coach.
Yeah, they do. And like you said, going down, barreling down the middle, you bounce it off his helmet. He's at third base or scoring, so it's just a tough play.
Heyman with a big lead at second base. Strike number 2 on Jeffries. Actually, check that. Strike 3 on Jeffries. That's a big out right there.
Yeah.
2 outs now. And Trenton Hunt, the DH, is up to bat. Sperry again with a first pitch strike.
I think Coach Hill's a little bit more concerned about leaving open spots up in the infield than holding the runner at second too tight.
It's definitely a contrast in philosophies.
Well, I mean, he got 2 outs. He's already in scoring position. Him going to third isn't the worst thing in the world, but you definitely don't want the seeing eye single to get through.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hunt. Sperry in the stretch. Ball's high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the DH, Trenton Hunt.
I would imagine he'll try to come back outside a little bit more on these next couple pitches.
Jenkins sneaking in behind Heyman. Ball's just outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Whalen tried to frame that in there.
Here comes the pitch. Ball's inside for ball 4.
Base on balls, runners
Trenton
on first and second.
Hunt's able to work a walk in that at bat. We're back to the top of the lineup.
Now batting for the Minutemen, Drew Caton.
Now it gets
second baseman.
interesting. 2 outs, first and second.
So Caton up to bat with guys on first and second. 2 outs. Flew out the first time to George at first base. Here comes the pitch. Ball's high and outside for ball number 1.
Sperry just having trouble finding his spot now.
Sperry with the pitch. Fouled straight back on a fastball inside. Jammed Caton right there.
He did. And thought we were going to have a little bit of maybe a delayed steal from second, but that looked a little off speed.
Sperry with strike number 2 on Caton, swinging. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 Minutemen on base with 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
I wouldn't give in to him if I'm Sperry right here. He still can maneuver around. That's a nice pitch. That's fine. That's fine.
Sperry with a great pitch on a 1-2 count. Just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a foul
Nice
trip
job.
for a strike number 3.
Great job by Dodd holding on to that.
Tip, strike him out.
Sperry able to get
1.5 at Jimmy and Karen State
the strikeout
No score.
and the rally.
Battled
Lewis
up-
County.
battled out of a little bit of a jam, Coach.
No runs on no hits. 1 error. 2 men left on base at the end of 1.5. Lewis County nothing. Robert C. Byrd nothing. RCBSN baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
Coach, that was a nice way to get out of the inning right there for Sperry at the end of the last.
And that's something we talked about at the beginning of the game. His mindset, he's kind of a bulldog out there when he gets into trouble. He digs in, and I know Coach Hill
Leading off
appreciates
at the
that
bottom of the
mental
second
component
for the
in his players.
The shortstop, Nathaniel Jenkins.
Leading off for the Flying Eagles is the shortstop, number 9, Nathaniel Jenkins. Jenkins has had a nice start to the season as well. Quarter in the windup. Curveball outside for ball number 1.
I would imagine they're going to be careful with Big Fan up there. They probably got a scouting report on it. And I doubt they'll come inside on him too often.
Quarter in the full windup. Ball's fouled down the third base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sam with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, he liked that pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike.
They're staying outside.
Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Jenkins again. Another Flying Eagle in a 1-2 count. Ball's low and outside for ball number 2. Evens the count on Nathaniel Jenkins at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's still a good pitch. I mean, the count's in his favor. He's not giving in.
Off-speed pitch.
He's on.
Pass ball. Throw to first base.
Oh.
And he's called out.
Great play by the catcher to recover.
Yeah, Luke Davison did a nice job of throwing the ball to first base and getting the out.
Next batter for the Eagles, the catcher, Waylon Dodd.
Up to bat for Robert C. Byrd, the catcher, Waylon Dodd, number 3. Quarter in the windup. Ball's outside, off-speed pitch.
He's not afraid to throw that pitch under any circumstance. He's very comfortable with it.
And that's a hard pitch to take because it starts on the outside corner and it's breaking away very late. Dodd right back up the middle for a
Nice
base
hit.
hit.
Base hit for the Flying Eagles.
He took that ball and slapped it right back up the middle.
That's just a case of being patient, waiting on your pitch. And when he saw that fastball, he hit it right where it was pitched. And standing at first, I would imagine they're putting a courtesy runner in for him.
Courtesy runner, J.D. Ford in the game.
So J.D. Ford goes in as the courtesy runner at first base for the catcher, Waylon Dodd. It's a freshman. At bat for the Flying Eagles is the second baseman, Braden Thomason, coming off a 4-for-4 performance against Liberty. The first pitch is fouled, out of play. No balls, 1 strike on Braden.
You know, and this isn't the first situation like this that J.D. Ford's been in as a courtesy runner. So I think he's probably becoming more familiar and more comfortable in this spot.
Ford's got a big lead at first base. Throw from the catcher. And Ford slides in safely.
J.D.'s just making sure everyone was awake. Everyone's paying attention.
No balls, 2 strikes on Thomason. Ford with a big lead. Ball 1. Ford on the steal, and he slides in safely to second base.
J.D. Ford with a stolen base for the Flying Eagles.
Ford came out on the base pads really aggressive, especially for a freshman right there.
Absolutely. Coach. Really showing no fear. And, again, I think this goes back to him having reps at this spot and in these situations, and it's just really paying off.
I'd say this isn't his first ever steal in his career.
Probably not.
Looked pretty comfortable out there. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on Thomason.
2 outs now for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Coming to the plate now, the third baseman, Rylan Rock.
Rylan Rock up to bat for the Flying Eagles. He's a sophomore. He's the third baseman. Got another player, got a Flying Eagle in scoring position. First pitch is inside, check swing. 1 ball, no strikes. Quarter in the stretch, Ford with the lead. Curveball outside for ball 2. Quarter seems to be working faster as the game goes on.
He's getting a rhythm, and again, as he hits his spots, he seems to become more confident.
2 balls, no strike on Rock. Off-speed pitch is fouled. Strike number 1.
Looked like a changeup. I love a good changeup, Coach. Outer half of the plate.
You could see the umpire take care of the catcher right there. You know, he took a foul ball that nicked him there a little bit, and he gave him a little bit of time to recover from that, Coach.
Yep. Class act.
2 balls, 1 strike on Rock. Quarter in the windup. Ball number 3. Rock's sitting there 3-1. It's got to be something he likes.
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to have to be dead red for him to take a cut right here.
3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fouled. Down the third base line. It's going to that's going to make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ford should get a good jump on anything here, Coach, with 2 outs.
He's going.
And he's stealing. And he steals third base.
That might just be that was a very good steal. Very good steal. I think he thought that well, I don't know what he thought. He kind of stopped a little bit, but he made it safe, and he's lived to tell about it.
Well, it was kind of I don't know if it was delayed steal, but it made the catcher pause there for Lewis County.
Yeah, he did.
And
we all paused too.
He was able to make it into third base. So we got runners on first and third for the Flying Eagles. The number 9 hitter, Bryce Bird, up to bat. Quarter with the pitch. Right on the outside corner for strike number 1.
You know, and getting these at-bats, I mean, if you can get the lineup rolled over and get to see this pitcher a second time through the lineup, then you can really maybe start to loosen it up. So.
Rylan Rock's able to steal second base on the curveball. Was low in the dirt. Moves runners to second and third with 2 outs, a 1-1 count on Bryce Bird.
Base hit will do it.
Ball's outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Bird. I think anything gets remotely by the catcher, I think Ford's coming.
I do too.
Ball
There
to
it
dirt.
is. You spoke it, Coach.
Here comes Ford, and he slides in safely for run number 1 for the Flying Eagles.
Ford scores the first run of the game for the Flying Eagles.
After the first 2 stolen bases, I was thinking maybe there was a 50-50 chance we could have seen a Willie Mays situation with him trying to steal home, but he allowed the at-bat to work out with 2 outs.
I think Coach Hill probably had other ideas.
2 balls, 1 strike. Actually, 3 balls, 1 strike, and Bryce Bird walks, and we're back to the top of the lineup.
Runners on the corners again.
Now, this is critical for the Flying Eagles. You know, you got Evan Warren, who doubled in the first inning, back up. He's got runners on first and third.
Be anxious to see Coach Hill's giving the signals if they wait a pitch or 2 and try to get Bryce in a scoring position. And Evan is definitely capable of knocking in 2 runs right here.
Quarter in the windup. Bryce Bird with a big lead. Doesn't take off. Strike number 1 on Evan.
That's a really big lead at first. He's a tall guy anyway, but see if it takes off.
Off-speed pitch by Quarters, blown away. And Bird just glides into second base for a stolen base. And that's going to open up first base. And, you know, it's 50-50 when these situations occur. You know, Evan Warren hit the ball really hard the first time. Now you've opened up first base. It's a possibility where they pitch around him.
He did, and did open up first.
Off-speed pitch, lone outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
At the same time, you have Tanner Cook on the on-deck circle, and we saw what he was capable of a couple games ago. So, tough spot.
Quarter in a full windup.
Right
Hit.
in the hole.
Squeaks through the infield. 2 runs are going to score for the Flying Eagles as Ryland Rock and Bryce Bird cross the plate to extend the lead for Robert C. Bird, 3-0. Nice piece of hitting by Evan Warren.
Great piece of hitting, and you know, I think they caught the shortstop in a little bit of a movement trying to cover second, and he wasn't able to get back deep into the hole, and the RCB benefited from it.
Tanner Cook, the center fielder at bat. Warren at first base. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1's the call. No balls, 1 strike.
Tanner had a tough first at bat. I'm sure he wants to try to right the ship a little bit here in this second inning.
The circumstances have allowed the Flying Eagles to be more aggressive on the pads, base pads this inning, and they keep it going on a 1-0 pitch, or excuse me, an 0-1 pitch. Warren takes off for second base.
Yeah, they're putting pressure on it, and they've got some guys that are athletic and can move on the base paths, and they're going to try to utilize that.
Tanner Cook in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Curveball lone away for ball number 1.
It is just survival mode right now for Tanner Cook in this count, and just trying to keep things alive for his team and try to lay off that outside curve.
Quarter in the stretch, paying a lot of attention to Warren on first base. Foul ball. Tanner Cook stays alive. Just missed it.
That
Fastball.
time, yeah, came back inside with the fastball, and it's a dangerous place to live because Tanner has really good power to pull power. I would imagine he's going to come back outside this next pitch.
Yeah, Luke Davison's taking a couple hard shots this inning, Coach.
Tough one, man. You know, and when it's 40 degrees out here and that ball hits you, a little different. Feels a little different.
Catcher's back in the box. He seems to be okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cook.
Wouldn't shock me if Evan takes off on this one.
Big lead at first base. Here comes the pitch.
He hung it and just got under it.
Fly ball to the left fielder for out number 3, Jonah Clem.
That's the final out of the inning.
The Flying Eagles score 3 runs on 2 hits.
Flying Eagles score
1 man
3
left on
runs.
base, and after 2 innings of play,
After 2 full
the Robert C.
innings,
Byrd Flying Eagles 3.
It's the Flying Eagles.
The Lewis
3,
County Minutemen, nothing.
Nothing.
RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
We're back at Staten Field for the top of the 3rd inning. Lewis County coming to bat. Coach, I'm anxious to see how Sperry handles this inning. He had a lot of runners on base, a lot of turmoil in the last inning. Let's see how he comes out.
And it's a big inning. He's hitting the meat of the order the second time through. So if he can get through this, really improves their chances moving forward.
The left fielder, Jonah Clem, in the batter's box. Sperry with the pitch. Ball's low for ball 1. Sperry in the windup. Pitch number 2. Curveball up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. On Clem, struck out his first time at bat.
It's kind of the first time he's left that curveball hanging over the plate today.
2 balls, no strikes. Dodd sits up. Fastball, fouled straight back for strike number 1.
I like it when Dodd gets in the old Tony Pena split, trying to get that low set up.
Well, gives a much better advantage to the umpire. And as you can see, strike number 2 on the outside corner just creates a better angle.
It does.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
You could do that when you're 18, Coach.
Absolutely. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the left fielder, Clem. Sperry in the windup. Here comes the pitch. Off-speed pitch just off the outside corner. It's going to make the count full.
Yeah,
3 balls, 2 strikes.
that was a good idea. He just missed it.
Sperry with the pitch.
Got it.
Ball's popped up to shortstop. It's called by Nathaniel Jenkins. He'll make the play. 1 out. Flying Eagles.
Shortstop.
So important to get that first out in the inning if you're a pitcher, if you're a defense. And
For the Minutemen, the third
I like the
baseman,
1 pitch, 1 out, but we'll take that one.
Well, I wonder if that was a bit of conversation because that didn't happen to start this third
They
inning.
took some more pitches, and you're probably right. That probably was a point of contention.
Grant Mealy up to bat. He had a base hit this first time at bat. Sperry in the windup. Ball's hit the left field. And nice play in the left field by Bryce Bird for the second out.
I'm going to make a prediction, Coach. It's the last time they'll pitch him inside this game.
He turned on that ball pretty well.
He did.
Here's the catcher, number 10.
I bet he sees the outer half of the plate the rest of the game.
So Mealy flies out to Bird, the left fielder, for out number 2 on the first pitch of the second person at bat.
Yeah, there you go. They're just changing it up on us.
The catcher, Luke Davison, at bat. Sperry in the windup. Strike 1 on the outside corner.
Off speed.
Nice pitch to start the at-bat. You just get the batter guessing now.
Yeah. First pitch is off speed, is a changeup on the outside.
No balls, 1 strike. Fastball low and inside, foul back for strike 2. Sperry's in the driver's seat now. No balls, 2 strikes.
Started out, off speed outside, fastball inside. So I would imagine Dodd's going to set up low and outside, see if they get him to chase something.
Sperry in the windup. Off-speed pitch, low and outside. Good call, Coach. 1 ball, 2 strikes
Well,
on Davison.
one thing I know about Coach Hill, he hates giving up 0-2 base hits.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Sperry looking like he's getting back in a groove now. Here comes the pitch. Fouled.
I think he took one off the ear on that foul.
Davison shakes his head as he steps out of the batter's box. He's trying to fight off that fastball on the inside.
And again, good job by Luke, man. He's coming back inside with the fastball after he'd been going outside with the off-speed. So the batter's guessing a little bit at this point.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Every pitch in his repertoire is wide open again. Here's the pitch. Ball's popped up in foul territory and caught by Ryland Rock for the 3rd out. No runs on no hits, no runners left on base for Lewis County. After 2.5, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 3, the Lewis County Minutemen nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
We're back here at Staten Field for the beginning of the bottom of the third inning.
Nick George.
First baseman Nick George at bat for the Flying Eagles. Flying Eagles up 3-0. Eagles had a great two-out lightning rally at the end of the second inning, Coach.
They did, and you know, really starting with the I think the bottom half of the lineup really is the one that came through and got it going, so kudos to them.
No balls, one strike. Here comes the second pitch. It's popped up. The pitcher looks like he's going to call it. No, it's called off by the third baseman, and third baseman, it's dropped, and Nick George slides into
Heads
second
up
base.
Play.
So the ball was dropped
George is safe
and
for
turns into a two-base error.
coming to the plate.
Heads up play by Nick.
The pitcher.
Nick isn't a speedster, but he saw an opportunity.
Well, nobody covered second base, Coach. Everybody in the infield was all around the pitcher's mound. Sperry up the bat. First pitch in for a strike. Swinging strike. Trying to help himself out here. No outs. Bottom of third. And Sperry turns on a fastball inside and hits it way foul. Foreign foul.
I think that hit Nutter Fort.
I seen 3 deer in the woods jump right there when he hit that ball.
I bet he comes back outside again.
Oh, and Quarters pitch is inside for a hit batter.
By pitch.
So Sperry on to first base.
Probably have a courtesy runner here.
Now batting with runners on first and second. The shortstop, number 9, Nathaniel Jenkins.
Dior Cooper into pinch run for the Flying Eagles. Courtesy run, for the pitcher.
Dior Cooper, number 6, courtesy runner for the pitcher.
Flying Eagles with runners on first and second base with no outs, top of the third. Number 5 hitter, Nathaniel Jenkins, the shortstop, up to bat.
Big fan, couple ducks on the pond.
Quarters in the stretch. Gets the signal from his catcher. Here comes the pitch. Hit up the middle.
Heads up by Nick.
Fielder's choice to second base to get Dior Cooper. Nick George doesn't stop at third base on the play. Rounds third and scores to extend the lead for the Flying Eagles 4-0.
Just a heads up play. Base running all around by Nick George.
Yeah, it doesn't jog up the key to that is he doesn't jog up the line on a ball that could have been very easily an easy out.
And if that happens, he's still one base behind. So he really set them up nice this inning.
Waylon Dodd at bat for the Flying Eagles.
Great.
Bunt. And the catcher makes a nice play for out number 2.
Jenkins to second base.
He's able to sacrifice Jenkins to second base.
Well, you want to get him in a scoring position.
Braden Thomason up to bat. With 2 outs, runner on second base. Flying Eagles in the lead, 4-0. Quarter in the stretch. Ball's high and inside on Thomason.
That's it. Nice hit.
Braden Thomason takes the pitch to right field for a single. Jenkins rounds third and then home safely.
Just good base running again.
right field. That's
The throw
scores
from left or
Jenkins
from
with
right
another
field to
run.
home plate's not cut off and allows Thomason to go into second base.
The Flying Eagles are just taking advantage of some mistakes and some miscues by the Minutemen, and it's just leaving them in a, nice rally position.
Again, that's 4 of the Flying Eagles' 5 runs with 2 outs in the last 2 innings. We got a little 2-out lightning going again. Rock with a base hit. Here comes Thomason. He rounds third.
They're just replacing each other on the
And
base
into
paths.
home plate for the 6th run for the Flying Eagles.
Rylan Rock with an RBI. Line drive into right center field. That scores Braden Thomason with run number 6 for the Flying Eagles.
Rock with a nice shot right up, the middle right there.
Left fielder Bryce Bird.
Nice line drive, squared it up, Coach.
Absolutely.
Curveball's up high on Bryce Bird for ball 1.
I think you talked about in the pregame. You talked about, especially the bottom half of the order and their ability to just keep the hits coming and keep the base runners moving, and they've played an important part of today's game.
Bird up with 1 ball, no strikes. Quarter in the windup. Ball's low away.
Here's the other thing. When you consistently have guys on base as a pitcher, that creates anxiety in the fact that you don't want to throw a wild pitch, so it kind of limits you a little bit on what you're comfortable throwing.
Pass ball allows Rock to go to second base. It was a strike, so strike 1 on Bird.
Back in scoring position.
Quarter with a pitch. Ball's low outside, makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike on Bird. Flying Eagles have already scored 3 runs in this inning to extend the lead. Ball's low for ball 4.
Base on balls.
Timeout. Tyler Wood of Lewis County is going to go ahead and talk to the pitcher.
Well, we got the top of the order up. Evan Warren has just been knocking the cover off the ball, and 2 runners on. It's already 6-0, so it's an opportunity to just keep it going again with 2 outs. So I've just been so impressed with the base running early in the season by the Flying Eagles. You don't usually see that this early, and just being well coached and very fundamentally sound.
Lewis County's Braden Quarter stays in the game. Coach just out there to calm him down a little bit. Got runners on first and second, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Evan Warren up to bat. First pitch is high for ball 1.
You got a guy that's kind of struggling a little bit, and you don't swing at the first pitch. Make him throw some strikes and make him dig in.
Second pitch is low and inside. Ball gets away. Runners advance.
Both runners move up, 2nd and 3rd.
Davidson's throw
2-0 count.
low and outside.
Yeah,
The third base.
A little bit left. I think the runner got caught kind of in between, but lived to tell about it.
Guys on 2nd and 3rd. Warren fouls the pitch off. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Evan could he could be patient here.
Quarters into full windup. Here comes the pitch. Strike 2. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, the runners being able to advance allowed him to go back to the full windup.
It did. It did.
And check swing for strike 3 on Evan Warren.
And
Good
that's the third
pitch.
out of the inning.
Outside part of the plate.
3 full innings.
3 runs. The Flying Eagles scores 3 runs on 3 hits.
6.
They leave 2 men left on base. And at the end of 3 innings, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 6, the Lewis County Minutemen nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Minutemen, number 23, Braden
Back at
Carter.
Staten Field on this chilly March evening. The pitcher, Braden Quarter, up to bat. Sperry's first pitch is low and outside.
Opportunity for Quarter to get it started for himself. He grounded out to the second baseman.
Ball's hit straight away. Tanner Cook on the fly. It makes a difficult catch look pretty simple, Coach.
He did. I thought it was, he got a little under it, and that ball just kept going. Must have caught that Route 98 wind, and Tanner made it look easy.
Great jump on the ball, and made a great catch there. A very underrated catch for high school baseball right there.
Absolutely.
And for out number 1, Zach James, the right fielder, up to bat for Lewis County. Sperry with a breaking ball, just missed outside for ball 1.
That was sharp. That had some sharp cut to it right there.
It's a nice pitch right there.
Usually don't see that in the 4th inning, but Sperry's just getting revved up.
Might have been his best breaking ball of the game, Coach.
I think it was.
Ball's inside for ball 2. James ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Sperry with the pitch. Threw one right down the pike for strike 1.
Just
2
wanted-
balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, he just wanted to get that strike in there and kind of even this count out a little bit. Good pitch. He's dispensing with the off-speed stuff, Coach. He's just giving him the hot stuff.
Sperry with 2 fastballs for 2 quick strikes to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch.
Nice.
And it's a curveball for strike 3.
Called strike 3. That's the
Caught
second
James
out of the
looking.
I'd have swung at that pitch 3 times, Coach.
What a nice way to battle back in that situation. He's down 2-0, 2 balls, no strikes.
Three straight strikes.
Say that 5 times fast. Sperry.
Coach, he is in the groove.
Curveball to Joey Amon, the center fielder. No balls, 1 strike. That's 4 straight strikes he's thrown. Sperry in the stretch. Fastball right down the middle. Hit to Jenkins. Jenkins on to George at first base for out number 3.
Jenkins to George. That's out number 3 here in the top of the 4th.
Nice play by Jenkins. Ball hopped up there for him. And
the Flying Eagles 6. The Minutemen
Did. I thought I
0.
was going to keep him on his heels, but that little pop up there at the end made it easy, and Fan definitely has the arm to get it over there quick.
yeah, Amon was hustling down the first base line, and he was able to catch him. So at the end of 3.5 innings, Lewis County scores no runs on no hits, nobody left on base. Robert C. Byrd 6, Lewis County nothing. RCBSN baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
Back at Staten Field, bottom of the
Tanner
4th
Cook
inning,
leading off in the bottom of the 4th
leading
inning
off
for the Flying Eagles.
for the Flying Eagles center fielder, Tanner Cook. First pitch swinging. Ball's hit down the right field line. Out of play. Strike number 1.
Like Tanner's crowding the plate a little bit, maybe trying to get a little extra inch or 2 on that outside, on those outside pitches. So see if they come inside a little bit and keep them back.
Braden Quarter in the windup. Ball just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tanner's the guy that you don't want to make the mistake coming inside and leaving it up.
Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball outside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Cook in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Cook turns on a fastball. Hits it way deep to left field.
Catch.
What a catch in left field by Jonah Clem for out number 1.
Great catch by the left fielder. That's out number 1 for the Flying
Well,
Eagles.
he did. He went back inside, challenged him a little bit, and Tanner took it for a ride. And tough play by the left
baseman,
fielder,
Nicholas
and
George now up for the
right at the
Flying
bottom of the fence.
It's a great play by Jonah Clem to get the first out of the 4th inning. Up to bat for the Flying Eagles, the first baseman, Nick George.
Yeah, he left
Curveballs rocketed into left field. Gets by the left fielder, and George sprints into second base.
Base hit for Nick George.
Yeah, he hung that up there, and
Up to second base.
Nick, quick hands, just turned on it and ripped it down the line and staying on second. We've seen him on this position several times tonight.
Luke Sperry, the pitcher.
So George, good job there. Again, sprinting down the first base line, has a base hit. It's misplayed by the left fielder, and he's able to advance to second base on the air. And
It's heads-up base running, good fundamental base running to start the season.
gives another opportunity for the pitcher, Luke Sperry, to help himself and add to the Flying Eagle lead. Quarters pitch is high and inside for ball one. One ball, no strikes. Nick George on second base. Wild pitch, and George is able to scamper into third base with
Easily.
no outs.
George to third.
2 balls, no strikes on Sperry. Sperry with a duck on the pond, able to help himself out here and extend the Flying Eagle lead. Ball 3's low and outside. Tough situation for Braden Quarter because, you know, if he walks him now, you're going to bring up Nathaniel Jenkins.
Just under that one. Should be enough to get him home, though.
Clem, the left fielder, is able to pull it down. George tagging up and scores easily to extend the Flying Eagle lead to 7-0.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting. Got it out there enough so we could get Nick home. And,
Run number 7 for
you know, it's actually a nice throw by the left fielder moving in the opposite direction, but just wasn't in time.
the shortstop, Nathaniel Jenkins, now up for the Eagles.
Jenkins up to bat, the shortstop.
Dare we say a little two-out lightning, Coach?
Quarters pitch is in for strike one. Curveball on the outside corner. It's a nice pitch to start the at-bat. Jenkins with a line drive into left field. He'll round first base and look at second.
You know,
Line drive takes
again,
it to left
fastball
field
inside,
for Nathaniel Jenkins.
and the RCB is just turning on those pitches and banging them out to left field. Nice piece of hitting by
Catcher,
Jenkins.
Waylon Dodd.
Up to bats the catcher, Waylon Dodd.
Waylon had a nice sacrifice last time.
1 on, 2 outs for the Flying Eagles. Pitch is up high for ball number 1.
Dodd had a base hit in the first inning.
Jenkins with a pretty good lead at first base. He's off.
Almost hit it behind him.
Nice play by the second baseman, Drew Caton. Was able to fill the ground ball and get Dodd at first base to end the inning.
Ends the 4th inning, and after 4 full innings at Staten Field, it's Robert C. Byrd.
The Flying
7,
Eagles
Lewis County
are able to get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 man left on base to extend the lead. Robert C. Byrd 7, Lewis County nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
back at Staten Field.
We're in the top of the fifth inning.
Top of the fifth inning. Lewis County up to bat.
County starts it off with number 20,
First baseman
Liam
Liam Jeffries up to bat. Nice inning by Luke Sperry last inning. 3 fly balls, simple inning, 3 up, 3 down. Let's see if he's got in a groove, Coach. Here comes the pitch. Strike number 1.
That's the way you want to start it.
No balls, 1 strike on Jeffries. High fastball in there for strike number 2.
Again, having those type of innings, Coach, at this temperature and portion of the season just takes it easier on the pitcher's arms.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, high and inside for ball number 1.
First time he's thrown that pitch inside today. Usually he tries to hit the outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Off-speed pitch is low and outside. Evens the count on Jeffries. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I would say he's just going to go back across the plate. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes fastball.
Sperry in the windup. Here comes the pitch. Foul back. Jeffrey stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3
Swinging strike 3
on
First
Jeffries
out inning recorded.
for out number 1 for the Flying Eagles.
Well, Sperry liked that pitch that Dodd called. You could tell.
Number
And,
12, Trenton Hunt.
he was happy with it. And it's a good pitch.
The DH, Trenton Hunt, up to bat. Ball's fouled back for strike number 1.
Dodd back in his Tony Pena crouch.
A nice pitch by Sperry to start the at-bat. Low, it's going to be a strike one way or another.
Yeah.
Perfect positioning of a pitch. Curveball. Grounder hit the rock at third base. Play at first. Scooped by Nick George for the out.
Nice scoop.
5-3 for the second out of the inning. Nice scoop at first base.
Great play by Nick George. Short
Yeah.
hop, played the short hop perfect and able to get the
A
second
little bit of
out.
a stretch there, too, didn't he, Coach?
Drew Caton.
Lewis County back to the top of the lineup. Drew Caton up to bat. Two outs. Sperry's first pitch is high and inside.
As we've seen, things can happen with 2 outs. So we want to get this leadoff hitter. Don't want to get in the meat of the lineup again right now.
Drew Caton's 0 for 2. 1 ball, no strikes. Off-speed pitch is in for strike number 1.
Yeah, he fooled him on that one.
Looks like he fooled everybody. 1 ball, 1 strike. Umpire signaled 0-2. Fly ball to left center. Tanner Cook calls off Bird and makes the third out. Nice play by Cook in center field. That'll end the inning.
That's what having a experienced upperclassman out there taking control of the outfield does for you.
Ball's hitting a tough place right there. Either guy could go for it. We saw in the first game that we played, 2 players collide because of communication. Tanner Cook and Bryce Bird do a great job right there
Absolutely.
of getting together.
Absolutely. Again, this is something earlier in the season you might see some struggle with communication and whatnot, but great play by the Flying Eagles.
End of 4.5 innings. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 7, Lewis County nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
Leading off, Braden Thomason.
In for a strike.
Bottom of the 5th inning for Robert C. Byrd. Braden Thomason at bat takes strike 1.
Braden singled his last time up.
1 ball, 1 strike. On Thomason. Quarter with a pitch.
Double down the line. Maybe
Thomason's
great
fly
hit.
ball goes right with a pitch down the right field line, falls in for a double. And Braden Thomason gets it started for the Flying Eagles in inning number 5.
And if that ground's not so soft, takes a couple more bounces, he's standing at third. Great piece of hitting.
Ball's on the outside part of the plate, and he just takes it right down the right field line. Line drive. The third baseman, Rylan Rock, up to bat for the Flying Eagles, squares the bunt. Ball's fouled out of play.
For the Eagles.
Quarter on the pitch. It's bunted down the first base line.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
covering first base. Thomason goes around third and scores. Rock goes into second base.
Little bunt and run.
Rock is safe at first. And
Thomason crosses the plate for the 8th run for the Flying Eagles. The sacrifice bunt for Rock. Error on the throw. That'll take him to second base.
That was a great bunt, right in the gap between first and the pitcher. And, they, again, because of the runner taking off, it creates some movement on the infield, and it leaves first open, and second baseman's left scrambling a little bit.
The left fielder, Bryce Bird, up to bat for the Flying Eagles.
Fielder Bryce Bird.
Bryce has had a couple walks tonight.
Runner on second base for the Flying Eagles. Rock with the lead. Quarter in the windup, and strike 1 right down the middle for quarter. Swing and a miss by Bird. Rock's got a pretty aggressive lead at second base. Bird fouls pitch number 2 off. Puts him in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Quarter with off-speed pitch on the outside.
Good job by Bryce laying off that.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bird with a grounder up the middle. Misplayed by the shortstop. Here comes Rock around third. And that's run number 9 for the Flying Eagles.
Bryce Bird safe at first. Rylan Rock comes around the score.
Bryce Bird in a 1-2 count. Really fighting off the pitch. Makes good solid contact. Takes it up the middle. Maybe even a bad hop on Ryder Raymond there at shortstop and able to get the run.
Tough play on a cold day and hard field, and Bryce took advantage of it.
And we're going to step away for a pitching change. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
And we're back here at the bottom of the 5th inning. State Field, Flying Eagles up 9-0.
Number 12, Trenton
We had a
Hunt.
pitching change. And number 12, Trenton Hunt, in to pitch for Lewis County.
At the plate
He's a righty.
for the Flying Eagles.
Robert C. Bird has a runner on first base. No outs. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Evan Warren at the plate for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, he has nice velocity on his pitches.
Trenton Hunt's pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Evan Warren. Again, pretty aggressive lead by Bryce Bird, but staying put.
Oh, man. Nice
Base
hit.
hit to left field by Evan Warren. Sit on a 2-0 fastball there, Coach, and just line drived it straight to left field.
Base hit,
Inner half of the
Evan
plate,
Warren, line
and
drive to left
again,
field.
RCB is just making them pay. Anytime the pitches come inside and they can turn on them.
Number 1, Tanner Cook.
We have a pincher.
Yeah, Dior Cooper comes in as a courtesy runner for Actually, is a pinch runner for Evan Warren.
27.
J.D. Ford's in at second base.
J.D. Ford comes in as a courtesy runner.
So we have pitch runners on second and first for the Flying Eagles, Ford and Cooper. Tanner Cook's into hit.
You know, again, Coach, another example of Coach Hill getting these younger guys opportunities to get their feet wet a little bit on in these situations, and which I'm pretty sure will pay off later in the year.
1 ball, no strikes on Cook. Ball's outside for ball number 2. Cook just misses that fastball on the outside part of the plate. Fouls it back for strike number 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Tanner's went deep in the alley a couple times today.
Hunt with the pitch. Grounded to third. The third baseman, Grant Mealy, dives into third base to get the fielder's choice and to get Ford out for out number 1.
Now batting the first baseman, Nicholas George.
So fielder's choice is out number 1 for the Flying Eagles. We still have 2 runners on, 1 out. Nick George gives that ball ride to dead center field. Dior Cooper tags up. He's heading to third.
Well, he took that one for a ride.
Long fly out to center field.
Luke Sperry could end the game right here.
Now batting the pitcher, Luke Sperry.
I think Luke Dragich is coming into third base as a pinch runner. First base, I'm sorry.
Flying Eagles send in number 24.
Luke
Dragich and a pinch run for the Flying Eagles. Sperry at bat, men on first and third for the Flying Eagles. Sperry straight away. Line drive, base hit, and that'll end the game for the Flying Eagles as the 10-run rule gets invoked.
I guess Luke didn't want to pitch anymore this evening.
Luke Sperry with a line drive to left field. And that'll end the ball game. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 10. The Lewis County Minutemen nothing.
Robert C. Byrd. After 4.5 innings, 10.
Coach, what are your thoughts about today's contest?
I thought Luke did a great job again on the mound. And, you know, was in control the whole game. We were talking about him getting ahead early in the count, and he did that today. Really didn't kept the Minutemen at bay, didn't allow them to threaten at all, and defense was solid behind him. And then, you know, at the plate, they were patient, and about the second time through the lineup, those bats started to uncork and started getting the runners moving around the bases. Some good 2-out magic happening today. Great fundamental base running and nice win by the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, really impressed with the way Luke Sperry was able to settle down. You know, he got in a little bit of a jam in the second inning, and he fought through it. And, you know, that's a key to a quality pitcher and a quality team, to be able to do those things. You know, that's the difference between young teams. young teams go in there, and when they get rattled a little bit, things seem to go sideways for them. But that didn't happen today. It was, it was a pitcher's duel initially, and Luke Sperry was able to grind through the situations that he was dealing with in the second inning, and after that just dominated the game.
And like you said, with younger teams, sometimes there's a tendency to just kind of throw the ball around and kind of chase things. And that hasn't been the case with the Flying Eagles this year. They are been in control in the field, and they look like they have a plan at each at bat. And again, it's just paid off dividends for them again this year.
Yeah, Robert C. Byrd, I really also thought they did a tremendous job on the base pads tonight. They're going to be a team that's going to hit the ball, but they got to make good decisions on the base pads. And I thought that was another key to tonight's victory, was how well they ran the bases, Coach.
Yeah, and you don't want to run yourself out of an inning, especially when you got big sticks up the plate, and they haven't done that this year. In fact, their decision-making has been great. And, again, it probably circles back to them being a more experienced team, having some upperclassmen. This is not their first time, so you're not seeing the mistakes that potentially a younger team could make that could run them out of an inning or worse, a game.
Well, the Flying Eagles moved their record to 4-0. And they're going to get a quality opponent tomorrow. They have the Morgantown Mohegans coming into Eagle Country at 5:30 tomorrow, and that's one of the better teams in AAA.
Yeah, it'll be a nice test. They have a nice program, and but I'm anxious to see if if RCB can keep the things that's been successful for them this first part of the season, carry that over to tomorrow, and I'm optimistic that they can.
Well, we would like to invite everybody to join us again tomorrow night at 5:30 when the Morgantown Mohegans will face the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles. I'm Basil Lucas, and for Ryan Lance, this is Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagle Baseball. Robert C. Byrd tonight wins a 5-inning contest against Lewis County 10-0. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.